welcome to day 28, 30 Days of Qigong to Better Health. My name is Shelton, and today we're doing a great practice called the Sun and the Moon meditation. In Chinese medicine, we are directly interconnected with everything. Actually, Chinese philosophy, they believe that you're interconnected with everything around you, things that are seen and unseen. And in this meditation, it's good to tonify or to help to sedate the yin and yang aspects of our being. Generally speaking, they say that men are yang in nature and women are yin in nature, but that's not always the case. You could have a woman, for example, that has a lot of yang qualities, or a man with a lot of yin qualities. But generally speaking, if you understand a little bit more about yin and yang and how that resonates inside the body, this is how you utilize these two meditations. So the sun is related to the yang aspect of our being, and at sunrise, in the winter months, they say that you want to do this practice after the sun has risen, because you should be sleeping longer and paying attention to that cycle of the year. And in the summer months, then they say to actually begin this practice as the sun is beginning to come up. Whenever you do the practice, what you want to do is you want to go ahead and face towards the east and go ahead and feel a strong connection with the sun itself. Do not look directly at the sun. Have a soft, unfocused gaze. And what you're going to do is you're going to place your hands up in front of you, and you're going to pull the energy of the sun light into the third eye. And then you're going to imagine that it goes into the upper dantian, middle dantian, and all the way down to the lower dantian. We're going to do this for 9 breaths. So you could do this cycle 9 to 36 times. As well as the lunar meditation or the moon meditation. The moon meditation, we're going to do the same thing. And they say the best time to do the moon meditation is either 3 days before the full moon, 3 days during. We just had the summer solstice just passed. And then they say 3 days after. So a total of 9 days is the best time to actually collect this lunar yin energy to help to tonify the more that yin aspect of your body. And so if you know if you're excess or deficient in yin and yang, the best way to tell is go see your local acupuncturist. This is how you'd utilize these meditations medicinally inside the body. But in general sense, what you can do is, if you're a woman, you'll pay much more attention to the yang energy, so the sun meditation. And if you're a man, you want to pay attention to contain or to pull back that excess yang energy and build up more yin. And then in that case, you would go ahead and do the moon meditation. But the moon meditation is done the same way. We're going to face towards the moon. And if it's cold outside, please do this indoors so we don't have a chance of you getting an invasion of wind cold or catching a cold. We're going to face towards the moon, and once again, you're going to imagine as though you could actually touch the moon itself. Imagine then from there you pull in the lunar energy into the upper dantian, swallowing, it goes down to the middle dantian, to the lower dantian, and again inhaling, and then guiding the moon's energy all the way down. And then with both the sun and the moon meditation, we'll finish off just by storing it back. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin. Simple but great practice to do. And it really shows you how connected you are with nature. So starting off in your Wuji posture, tip of the tongue gently curled to the roof of the mouth behind the teeth as if saying the letter N, tucking the chin, pressing up at the crown point at the top of the head, lightly squeeze the anal sphincter muscle and relax the body. From here, we begin by pulling down the heavens 3 times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then from here, lifting the arms up about shoulder height, inhaling, exhaling as though you're tossing a stone. Gazing to the tips of the fingers, allow for any excess of thoughts, feelings, or emotions to flow off, going several feet away from the body and down deep into the ground. Any tension in the shoulders, allow for that to release. Neck, upper back. And then from there, coming to a close and pulling down the heavens 3 times. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling, gathering, exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then from there, bring the feet a little bit closer together. Relax the knees, relax the hips, the shoulders. Begin to lightly bounce on the balls of the feet. Starting with the ankles, allow for any tension or tightness in the ankles to release out. Flowing down deep into the ground. Next, the knees, any tension or tightness in the knees. Releasing that as well, guiding it down deep into the earth. Next, the hips, the groin, the low back, any tension or tightness. Pain, discomfort, just allow for all of that to release out as a dark cloud of energy guiding out through the bottom of the feet down deep into the earth. Next, the heart. And opposite the heart on the spine, in between the shoulder blades where we tend to hold pain or tend to hold tension, guiding all that energy or stuck and stagnant energy out, guiding out through the body, out through the feet, and deep into the earth. Next, the fingers and wrists, shaking out any pain or tension in the wrist and hands. Guiding that out through the fingertips and deep into the ground. Next, the elbows, shoulders, head and neck. Releasing all of that stagnant energy out through the arms, out through the fingers, and deep into the ground. And then from there, we're going to stop bouncing, and then we're going to inhale, pull the golden light from the earth all the way through the body, beyond the top of the head. Exhale and drop. So as we inhale, rolling up on the balls of the feet, pulling this golden light up, and drop. And up, and drop. And then from there, stepping back down, out into your Wuji posture, shaking the tree, inhaling all the way up the body, exhaling all the way down, inhaling up, exhaling down, and again. And then just collect that energy back, releasing out any heat or vibration that was stirred up, guiding it through the body, out through the feet, and deep into the earth. Inhaling, exhaling. And then from there, going directly into the center of balance meditation. Focusing first on your breath, the breath is long, steady, even, and deep into the lower dantian, 1 inch below the navel. Begin by focusing on the front of the body and the left and right sides of the body, starting at the top of the head. Allow for warm oil to flow down from the top of the head through the forehead, the brow bone, eyebrows, the temples, the nose, the cheeks, through the side of the face, the side of the ears, inch by inch, cell by cell, tissue by tissue, from the nose into the lips, to the chin and jaw structure, the front of the neck and throat, the shoulders and upper chest, the biceps, elbow creases, forearms, wrists, palms of the hands leading all the way out to the fingertips. And then from there, enveloping the entire chest, the flanks of the body, underneath the armpits, through the midsection, the abdomen, the waist, the groin, the thighs, the knees, the shins, ankles, top of the feet and toes, and just allow for this warm oil to flow down deep into the ground. And from there, feel the entire front of the body, feel the left and right sides of the body. Being mindful of your being. And then from there, focusing on the back. So starting at the crown point, allow for warm oil to melt down through the back of the head, enveloping every hair follicle, enveloping the scalp. Behind the ears, you see and visualize and feel everything behind you, from the back of the neck and shoulders to the triceps and elbows, through the forearms, the wrists, hands and fingers. The upper back, mid back, low back, to the buttocks and hamstrings, the back of the knees, the calves, ankles, heels. And allow for this warm oil to flow down deep into the ground. And then from there, feel the entire back of your body. Feeling just as much in the back as you do in the front, as well as to the left and to the right. And then from there, connecting to your higher power. Imagine a white light flowing down through the center of your being, now increasing your awareness of what's inside of you. You visualize and feel the brain, the surrounding tissues, the skull, the left and right hemispheres of the brain stem. Behind the eyes, the nerve endings extend to the brain. The sinuses, the inner ear, all the capillaries, blood vessels at the face, the bones, the jaw, the teeth, the tongue, all the muscles supporting the jaw. Traveling down each vertebra of the neck from the base of the skull down through the center of the neck and throat. Branching off into the shoulders, feeling the bones and muscles of the shoulders, chest, upper back, down through the center of the biceps, triceps, and into the elbow creases. You feel and visualize the bones of the forearms, the muscles surrounding them, all the veins, capillaries, the tendons, and all the small bones of the wrists, hands, and fingers. And from here, the white light travels and touches now every rib. Rib by rib, cell by cell, tissue by tissue, flowing into the lungs and into the heart. Feel each vertebra of the spine. The liver and gallbladder you see and visualize on the right side of the body, the stomach and spleen on the left. Traveling down each vertebra till you reach the kidneys opposite the navel. Then the bladder, the sacrum, the pelvic bone, the legs, the muscles and connective tissues of the legs into the knees, into the center of the shins and calves, ankles, feet and toes, all connecting, all flowing off deep into the ground. And from there, imagine that your feet melt into the floor. And next, imagine roots growing out from the bottom of the feet all the way down to the center core of the earth. And as you inhale, grabbing this golden light from the earth, allowing for it to race up the roots, up the legs, into the abdomen as you inhale. Then as you exhale, descending back down, out the legs, out the roots, and down deep into the ground. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhale, Exhale. As you exhale, imagine any dark, turbid energy flowing out the legs, out the roots, and deep into the ground. And then from there, on the next inhalation, pulling the energy straight up and through the perineum, and then straight up the spine, up over the top of the head, down the front of the face, the chest, the abdomen, through the lower dantian, through the perineum, and then through the sacrum, and then like a pump, going straight up the spine, up over the top of the head, down the front of the face, the chest, the abdomen, working with a microcosmic orbit, small heaven breathing exercise, also referred to as minor orbit. So many different names for the practice. It's all the same thing. As you inhale, allow for the energy to race up the spine, up over the top of the head, down the front of the face, the chest, the abdomen, flowing through the dantian, through the perineum, and then up through the tailbone, up the spine, stimulating the central nervous system, up over the top of the head, down the front of the face, the chest, the abdomen. Just allowing for the imagination to lead the mind, and the mind to lead the smooth flow of the qi. And then from there, going directly into the macrocosmic orbit as it flows down through the midline of the front of the body, flowing out through the perineum, down the inner aspect of the legs, around the balls of the feet. Then as you inhale, straight up the outside of the legs, entering in through the tailbone, then going up the spine, up over the top of the head, down the front of the face, the chest, the abdomen, flowing in through the dantian, out through the perineum, down the inner aspect of the legs, all the way down and around through the bottom of the balls of the feet, then up the outside of the legs, shooting up, coming in, then into the sacrum, racing up the spine, up over the top of the head, down the front of the face, chest, abdomen, out through the perineum, acupuncture point between the sex glands, anal sphincter, and then down through the inner aspect of the legs, around the feet, completing the cycle. So as it flows around the balls of the feet, up the outside of the legs, entering in through the tailbone, and then racing straight up the spine, up over the top of the head, down the front of the face, the chest, the abdomen, flowing through the dantian, and out through the perineum, and then straight down through the inner aspect of the legs, around the balls of the feet. And then as you inhale, up the outside of the legs, up the spine, up over the top of the head, down the front of the face, chest, the abdomen. Doing one more cycle, making sure that the energy flows out of the head and into the dantian. And then from here, pulling down the heavens 3 times, inhaling, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Making sure to pull the excess qi out of the head. And then from your Wuji posture, for the sake of this meditation, we're going to imagine as though you're facing towards the sun. And as you face towards the sun, as it rises up in the east, you feel a strong connection with its yang power, its yang energy. As well as your connection with everything else around you. Feel the warmth, feel the light. Feel the connection, and you tell if your body may need more yang. It's not necessarily women that need more yang energy. If you suffer from cold hands, cold feet, swelling of the extremities, the body's cold and danger in general, this is a great practice to do just to help to build that yang energy up. And then from here, we're going to reach towards the sun itself, having a soft, unfocused gaze, not looking directly at the sun. Pulling the solar energy into the third eye as we inhale. And then as we exhale, imagine the sun flowing down through the middle dantian, down into the lower dantian, and then we allow it to sit there and rest. Gathering into the third eye, stimulating. Imagine that now the upper dantian turns into the sun, the middle dantian down into the lower dantian. All illuminate this brilliant yang energy from the sun. Feel all the strong power as we come in to the third eye, down into the middle dantian, down into the lower dantian. Feel the warmth that radiates through the three energetic centers, especially radiating down into the lower dantian itself. Feel your connection. Long inhale. Feel that light, the warmth come in. And even if you're in a place that you cannot see the sun actually, just use your imagination. And believe it or not, you still will gain benefit from doing this practice. Pull the golden light in, the brilliant light from the sun. Feel the warmth radiating throughout your whole body now. This is the last one. And as we place the hands over the lower dantian, you imagine as you inhale that the sun's energy continues to shine brightly, filling up and illuminating the entire extremities of your body, through the abdomen, the abdominal cavity. So yang energy from the sun helps to tonify kidney yang, which is your right kidney. Though the left side of your body is yang in nature, in Chinese philosophy, and the right side being yin, the right kidney is yang. We need this yang energy in order to help for all the transformational processes in our body, the movement of blood and qi, the simulation of food, turning air, food, qi from the kidneys into blood. Feeling the warmth that's now radiating around your back. And if you want to be more precise about containing this yang energy, then you would actually place the right hand over the left. Doesn't matter if you don't get it right, but if you want to be more precise, generally speaking, in Taoist cultivation, women would stick the right hand over the left. Generally speaking, in Taoist cultivation practices, what happens is that men need to contain more of this yang energy, so they'd actually place a right hand over the left. For women, it would be left hand over the right to contain the yin energy. But all we're out for during this practice is not to give you too much to think about, but just to feel the connection with nature and to feel the warmth, the yang energy of the sun, to help to tonify your being. And then from there, relaxing and then pulling down the heavens 3 times. Inhale. Pulling out any excess energy out of the head. It's so important to pull that excess energy out and store it down into the lower dantian. And now, imagine that you're standing in front of a full moon. And with the moon high in the sky, and if it's in the summer, like this summer solstice that just passed, feel the warm air around you. You feel the freshness, the crispness of the air. And you visualize and feel a strong connection with the lunar energy, which is yin in nature. So visualize and looking at the full moon, feel a strong connection with the light. And if you're in a place where you can't see the full moon, just imagine the full moon in front of you. Your imagination will still create some benefit from doing this practice. And once you feel the strong connection with this lunar energy, cooling in nature, helping to build yin in the body, we begin by reaching out towards the moon. Make it a simple practice of just pulling it into that third eye and imagine this lunar energy. Imagine the full moon filling up into the upper dantian, into the middle dantian, down into the lower dantian, radiating, shining brightly, cooling your energy. Inhale. So even though, generally speaking, they say that men are yang and women are yin, it's not always the case. Yin and Yang philosophy or theory is relative depending upon the situation. But you could tell, for example, if you're deficient in yin energy, which is stored in the left kidney, pulling the energy in, guiding it down through the 3 dantians, and imagine all 3 dantians illuminating with the full moon in all 3 of the energetic centers. You tell if you're deficient in yin energy, if you have night sweats, tend to like to kick off the bed covers. In the afternoon, you may have heat in the face, the ears, the palms, the chest. Yin of the body is a cooling substance, which is the basis for all the fluids: sweat, blood, cerebral fluid, spinal fluid, digestive fluid. So we need this proper balance of yin and yang. Always interdependent. Feel the connection and feel the lunar energy flowing down. Brighter and brighter and brighter. Filling up especially into the lower dantian, helping to tonify or to build kidney yin on the left. 2 more, gathering to the third eye, guiding it all the way down. And as the hands pass through each of these energetic centers, you imagine a full moon in each of the centers, shining brightly, nourishing your essence, the foundation of your being. Last one. And then once again, placing the hands over the lower dantian. And each time you inhale, you imagine pulling in more and more of this lunar energy, filling up the lower dantian and getting brighter and brighter. And as you exhale, you feel it restore back into the kidneys, in particular the right kidney. Adding more to the practice, you could place the left hand, the yang hand, over the right hand to contain the yin energy. To contain the yang energy would be the right hand over the left, or the right foot over the left. Feel the coolness of the night sky. Feel the energy surrounding you and your environment, the trees, the sky itself, the stars that are starting to show. Or if you're doing this practice late at night, all the millions of stars and constellations, you feel their presence too. Last one, exhale and relax. Okay, and then from there, slowly coming out of your Wu Ji posture, shaking out your hands and your feet a little bit, just liven things up a little bit. So this wraps up day 28, the sun and moon practice. And this practice is really good for helping to nurture the yin and yang aspects of our bodies. And sometimes people ask me, well, Chris, how many times do I do the cycle of pulling in, let's say, the solar, the sun energy into the three centers? And I generally would say 9 to 36 times. So it means 9 inhaling. This would be 1 inhaling. This would be guiding down, would be 2. But it doesn't have to be exact. You don't have to keep it that exact. We want to keep the practice as simple as possible and do it until you feel, for example, if you're doing the yang energy exercise or the sun meditation, do it until you feel this vitality, this energy awaken your senses and you feel the warmth in the lower abdominal region. Whatever it's going to take to help you to nurture your being, but it doesn't have to be that exact. But again, we are interconnected with everything around us and in our universe, and we have a combination of yin and yang in our environment as well as within our bodies. And yin and yang, because its interconnectedness with the whole, is always trying to achieve balance. Yin and yang in your body is always trying to achieve balance. Sometimes it gets stuck, and some of these Qigong practices could actually help to rectify some of those imbalances and allow for you to feel better and to live a much healthier, longer life. My name is Chris Shelton. Thank you again for watching day 28, 30 days of Qigong to better health. I have a saying here that Qigong is a simple practice with profound results. Until tomorrow, day 29, may the Qi be with you.